The scariest part of Spooktober? Where does Demon get his enchiladas? This is Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at this!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at this!
No one! Hangers!
It stinks.
Hangers!
Get to the chopper!
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. Happy final week of Spooktober to you two.
Spooktober.
That's the closest we've been to frightened during this entire month, Sam. So congratulations. You're frightening more than a film franchise that's had 7 films and
Sure.
another one that's had 10 and all of Stephen King's horror movies.
I think it's 12 if you count the new 13th and the Jason versus Freddy.
Yeah, which I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah. They're non-canon.
Why not? Whatever.
Jackie, happy Spooktober to you.
Thank you.
And moving on.
Boobs.
Spooktober.
Wait, did you just say boobs?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I had snuck that one in there, yeah.
Tuesday's Halloween, so tomorrow, on the day of this release, will be Halloween, which means that we've already had our Halloween parties. We're pretty much done with Halloween as far as being late 30'd adult peoples. Sam, do you
I get a hall pass on actual Halloween this year. My daughter's going with her mom, so I've done 2 Halloweens though. I did a kid Halloween and an adult Halloween.
Okay, what was your Halloween costume this year?
One tough shark cop.
One tough shark cop.
Yes.
So you're a cop
With
that
a
was
shark
a shark
head.
Okay, all right.
I have a photo of me taking a bite out of a hot dog man that I guess we could probably post on the Facebook page.
I was really cool 80s guy. Nobody seemed to get it. Like everybody that saw me just thought I was trying something new with my hair. And I put a sweater, like a cardigan sweater, over my shoulders and then tied it in a bow. And so seriously, somebody we knew just thought that that's what I was doing.
Mhm.
Like maybe I was going to get cold later. And I'm like, I've got a sweater over my shoulders. If I ever do that because I may get cold at one point, punch me in the face because I'm an idiot. Jackie, what were you?
Oh, God. This year, I will admit, was my laziest costume ever.
Mm-hmm.
I went as your old aunt who's still trying to be hip and young.
Oh, like the Forever 21 aunt.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I gave myself, like, bags under my eyes and extra wrinkles. And
You didn't actually give bags under your eyes. You just got really drunk the night before.
That's true, but I enhanced it with a little bit of makeup.
It was planned getting drunk the night before, all for Halloween, which I would consider not lazy at all. Like that's going the extra mile.
Extra mile right there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I also gave myself a mole.
That's now cancerous, so that sucks for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I drew on these eyebrows that I couldn't get off without some serious makeup remover.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I had a mink coat on and skinny jeans and a pair of tennis shoes, because that's what your crazy aunt would wear, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't wear, like, fashionable shoes with their outfits. They just,
Those are uncomfortable.
Yeah, so they have to wear tennis shoes to everything.
So you were basically just dressed as you.
With a wig. And a mole.
Ooh, scary.
So like both of you, they just looked at you and goes, "So you guys aren't dressing up?"
Right. That's exactly what happened. And we looked ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's too bad. It's probably about like my sweet Chuck Norris costume 20 years ago.
Right.
And I walk into the party and I was like, dude, that's the best Freddie Mercury costume I've ever seen. And I was like look in a mirror, go, "Holy shit! I missed by a mile on this thing."
You know what's really frightening about that story is that is the third time you've told it on this podcast.
Oh yeah,
so
right. Well, at least I got through it in one sentence this
your
time.
memory is giving me nightmares.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was really spooky.
Speaking of spooky and nightmares, Jason 5, A New Beginning, from 1988. Is that correct? What year
85.
are we? 80. Oh shit, I'm way off.
I think. Let me make sure. I got the numbers in front of me here.
Okay,
Hold
we're
on here.
pulling some Tiki Barber stuff right
Some
here.
Tiki Barber facts.
Yeah.
Put on your shark glasses.
Shark glasses don't help anything. They're like beer goggles.
Yeah, 85. 85. Sam, what did you find out about A New Beginning?
A New Beginning. Well, I guess you could really call it an abandoned beginning because
Yeah.
in 6 they just go back to the original idea.
Right.
Sort of, which is the idea from 3? Yeah.
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 That Jason's an unstoppable killing machine? Is that the
Well,
idea?
the idea that it actually is Jason and he's this supernatural thing.
Okay, right.
Right. That only happens like if you're going to... Frank Mancuso wanted to make it a trilogy.
Mhm.
Then he sort of feels like, 1 and 2 don't even really work with what we're doing now, which is true.
Right.
So then they do this one as if 3, 4, and 5 are the trilogy that he's always been looking for. But this one doesn't really fit with 3 and 4, so then he just keeps making them.
And is detached from 6, 7, and 8. And
Well,
then
3, 6, 7, and 8 are basically the same.
Right. But they're their own piece of this one's an oddball is what I'm
It
getting
is.
at.
This one
it
doesn't.
has no home.
It doesn't, and it tries to because it tries to incorporate the ending of part 4
Right.
with Corey Feldman.
Right.
But he was doing Goonies, and he's like, "Dude, the Goonies is going to be a good movie. This is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. I'll do a cameo."
Okay. All right.
So they did the cameo with him. He does Goonies instead.
Which I have to say, and I'm just guessing. Again, we'll get to what how I process this information later.
Sure.
But I'm guessing what is this Feldman's third appearance on Sticker Madness or fourth?
So we did License to Drive.
Uh-huh.
This.
So
I guess
second.
Second. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I figured Feldman had been around a little bit more.
He's
No.
been on some do's and don'ts.
Yeah, probably.
Haim shows up more often
Yeah.
in do's and don'ts than Feldman.
Right.
But yeah, so Feldman's out. They bring in some guy who's not Jeff Fahey to play him. And this movie's basically made up from pieces of the other movies that they didn't use.
Mm.
And you can totally tell that
Oh, absolutely.
when you watch it because it seems completely disjointed.
Yeah, it's very distracting.
They bring in Danny Steinman because they wanted to make it a little hotter. And Steinman did like Savage Streets with Linda Blair, which is hot shit.
Yeah, right.
And then before that, he was actually doing porno movies. So, and in Steinman's own words, he says, "We shot a fucking porno out there in the woods." That's what he said about this. They cut it down.
Yeah.
This thing took like 12 trips to the MPAA to get an R.
Holy shit. Just because of nudity?
No. I feel like I've seen some cuts of that head tourniquet thing where the head blows up.
Yeah, okay.
There was gore and sex that got, I mean, this thing had to get lawnmowered basically to get an R rating.
Because I will say that this is a fairly tame gore horror movie.
Yeah, and I think that by the time they're getting to the last 2 trips down to the MPA, they're just like, cut it all. We got to get an R on this fucking thing.
Yeah, it's fairly tame. Like, if it wasn't for the thematic elements, I could have watched this as a kid and not been scared at all.
Yep.
I did.
Yeah, well,
I saw this when I was like 7.
Yeah.
So then Sam runs in the bathroom immediately and goes, "It's showtime!" Takes off his pajamas.
I have very high standards for tits because of this movie.
All right, what else?
21 million return against a $2 million budget, so it did kill
successful.
it.
Yeah.
But it's viewed as one of the worst in the series critically, and for good reason. It's a pile of movie.
Yeah.
There's some other fun stuff, but I'll
And
probably
not to
just
mention,
mention it.
I wonder because isn't 85 the same year, or is it 80? What year does Freddy 1 come out?
I thought 84.
84.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I pulled that out of
It's
the
not
air.
very far off from this place. And so I'm wondering if, like, what was done with Freddy 1 as far as visuals and horror special effects.
Nightmare's a game changer.
Right. And then you get this. Like, oh, this is the next guy that won't die. I mean, the next film that we get to see about a guy that won't die, that wants to kill everybody. I bet you they're really gonna do a lot of that Freddy stuff. Like, that was a game changer. And then you get this and you're like, wait a minute, what happened to, like, did you not see Freddy and, like, try to do anything creative at all? No, you didn't? Okay.
No,
All
Frank
right.
Mancuso Jr. was like, I got these parts from this other one that didn't work out, including the title sequence where Jason's mask flies through the title and explodes. That was originally from 4, but
Okay.
Joe Vito was doing all his shit on the back end. So he's like, fuck no, this shit has to get released on Friday the 13th. Otherwise, I'm not going to make as much money.
And they didn't have that done?
They didn't have it done in time, so
Okay.
they just pushed it through.
All right. We'll get it next time, guys.
Yeah, and so Mancuso's like, fuck, I got all this shit laying around with this Friday the 13th shit. Let's just make another one. If you really look at this series versus the other series, it is the most discombobulated. None of it makes any... It's a series in spite of its own poor conception.
Yeah, I mean, as much love as I will give Jason X, that Jackie will not.
Yeah.
I will say that the similarities between the two, when it comes to, like, what's going on here, guys?
Sure.
Is similar. Like, they're not part of Jason Friday the 13th. They could be just Jason movies on their own, like Jason 5 or something. But even though, well, question mark, they just don't connect at all to any of the other films.
There's in the connections they do have are just like so slim. Like 6 and 7 are connected to him by being at the bottom of the lake again.
Right.
And it's just...
Which, I mean, in their defense, you don't really need much.
No, you don't.
Right.
But this is the most ill-conceived of the major horror series. Especially if you watch all of them, you're like, wow, they're just going through the motions with these fucking things. It's like, split a head open, throw us some tits. All right, next scene, let's go.
Right.
Which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get on this podcast eventually today. But since I know fuck all
And
about...
we're out of time.
Oh, no!
We'll get you in there next week. We'll get you in there next week.
Yeah, we'll get you on Jason 5, Jason 6,
Oh.
maybe Jason 8.
Then you guys will just have the same conversation again and be like, I've only seen the one. The one we watched today.
Right.
I thought you watched 7 with us.
She's seen 6. She's seen
6 and 7.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10.
Okay.
She hasn't seen
None of us have
1,
seen 9.
2, and 9. 9 is the elusive missing piece in the
Yeah.
Jason franchise. I will say right now, if you're listening and you're wanting to get down on the Jason on to Monday and Tuesday, all of them except for fucking 9 and 10 are on Stars right now. And
Yeah.
they're having a free trial where you don't need to put in a credit card, I don't think, but you can disconnect your... So you can watch all the Jason movies for free right now. So you get 7 days of free Stars right now, which is fun.
If you're also so inclined, they have 1 through 8 at Walmart for, I think, $13.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah.
Now, Jackie, as we are well aware, does not like Jason X. But
Was that the space one?
Yep.
Yep.
God damn it.
And
This thing was stupid.
we recently talked and really raked under the coals Jason Takes Manhattan. With those two in mind, Jackie, do you... I kind of think that you didn't like this movie, but do you think that you're gonna bash this one as much as you did for Jason X and Jason Takes Manhattan?
No.
Okay, all right. So it's
But
better.
I will tell you this, I don't remember watching those other two.
Jason Takes Manhattan. He's on a boat for a really long
Yeah.
time doing nothing, and then he gets to Manhattan for the last 10 minutes of the film and really just takes out a couple drug dealers.
Yeah, he shows up in some alleyways that could be anywhere, and there's like a few stock shots.
Yeah, that's pretty much the whole movie.
In terms of a film setting itself to be raked up over the coals, it's like a T-ball.
Yeah.
It's like, here, just
So
hit this ball
when-
on a tee.
When does he actually take Manhattan in this film? Because we're like hour 40 minutes in, and he still is just on a fucking boat.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, he's got to run for mayor.
The mayor of New York. Oh, he's taking it. Like, we're going to take Manhattan. We're going to clean this up by lopping heads.
We're going to Iowa.
What was that guy's name?
Howard Dean.
Howard Dean, yeah.
Shout out to Howard Dean.
Howard Dean.
He
We love you,
lost-
buddy.
He lost the election because he screamed.
Well, he went nuts. He went nuts on stage.
He lost because he screamed.
Yeah.
Sam.
It was just a primary, but he did lose it right then.
Oh, what a strange time the 2000s were, right?
Yeah.
You could lose an election for screaming one time. Okay. Anyways, Jason 5. Should we get into this? You guys got
Sure, why
anything more?
not?
Okay. So, as we mentioned, Corey Feldman is in this briefly. It starts out with him walking through the graveyard because at the end of Jason 4, I don't really know what happens to Jason. I know that he gets dead.
Feldman kills him, right?
Yeah, because he becomes him.
But then he stabs the shit out of him, I thought.
Okay, all right.
It's been a long time since I've seen 4, though.
Yeah. So Jason's in the graveyard, and Corey Feldman's like, "Oh, I'll go check it out." And there's some other grave robbers there, so he doesn't have really time to be like, whatever I'm gonna do here, say my goodbyes to you, Jason, or like put some flowers there, like I'm like you're my Tom and Martha Wayne.
Sure.
What are you even doing here, Feldman?
Forget to put roses on your grave. That's an obscure song.
All right.
Yeah, and he's got a real shit grave too. It's like
it's a shit grave.
It's like he's under some potting soil, and somebody gave like part of a barn door for his headstone. Like this shit's gonna last like a week.
It's the worst.
This is like what happens when you bury a pet.
You should do better. You should do better if you loved your pet. Yeah.
Period. Like he's not even a foot down.
No.
Not even a foot down.
No.
The soil is just a layer on top of his chest. Like the coons are gonna get him.
He's in a box.
And the squirrel. No, he's not. He's got a barn door on top of him, Jackie. That's exactly right. He's got a plank of fucking wood on top of him. Because these grave robbers go in there and they're like, we're gonna get a look at him. Oh, you're okay. You're gonna dig this guy up so you can get a look at him.
Get a look at him.
All right, there he is, guys. Let's go home, I guess.
Well,
Pack
you
it
know,
in.
I think the one guy's like, oh, he's just going along with it, where the other guy's like, well, you know, you just got to get him there, and then once he's already there, he's not gonna. He's like, well, we got the grave open. We should probably have sex with the body now. And the other guy,
is.
and then he's
What do we do
like,
now?
that's his thinking. He's like, and Steve's gonna be like, well, I guess we already got it open, so we should do that.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
Are these guys? These guys are drunk on moonshine, aren't they?
I can't tell if they're just idiots or what. I don't know.
And what was brought to them beforehand? Where like, how did their night start? Where it ends with them digging up Jason in his very shallow grave.
It starts with moonshine,
Yeah,
then
that's
all of
what
a
I
sudden
thought, too.
they're dancing to Season of the Witch, and it's just the two of them. And they realize, well, if we have sex with the same dead body, it's not gay.
The South will rise again.
And then he's like, oh, I got to make an excuse to dig up a dead body. We'll dig up Jason Voorhees.
Yeah,
That son of a bitch.
he's famous.
He's
for killing
famous.
people.
That son of a bitch deserves it. He's got it coming. He's got a couple other things coming, too.
We can make new holes in him.
Yep. It's the Jason Voorhees sausage party.
I can't believe you have nothing to add on that, Jackie. You have the most twisted mind of all time. And we're talking about punching new holes for penises inside of a corpse of a maniac.
Well, I was thinking about. Never mind, because when they first opened the
Never
coffin,
mind,
okay.
that's yours is too far
Yeah.
past necrophilia. Okay, all right. that's
Yeah, I
fair.
mean, I've already got this like whole plan. It's playing out in my mind. They don't take off the ski mask, but they do poke their dicks in the eye holes.
Of course, right. Hey, where do you start?
Could be a lot of fun.
Okay, so they get him up and they're like, wow, yep, that's him, all right. And then he's got his fucking machete
Well,
in
you
there
gotta
with him.
bury him with his favorite
No,
stuff.
you don't.
It's disrespectful to not bury him with his favorite stuff, I guess.
And why, above all things,
They're gonna bury you with a TV, Justin.
okay, yeah, that might be, but like that's not a weapon that I use to kill people ever. Why wouldn't you cremate Jason?
They said that they did that later in the movie, but
They didn't.
They
Somebody
didn't.
cheaped out.
Well, I don't know, because this is all just a dream.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well, it is.
maybe.
It's a flash. Okay, I
It's
don't
a
know.
nightmare.
Either way, he's got his machete with him, and he just stabs these guys. Like, hey, I guess the only thing that it takes to wake me up from the dead is to get this dirt off of me. This fine layer of dust was keeping me in the ground.
No, he learned how to read auras from the worms, and he was like, there is some definite sex coming my way.
Sex
Sure.
coming my way, definitely.
And he was like, I got to defend this body. This is the only one I got.
So he was alive under there the whole time.
Well,
just
yeah,
hanging
he
out.
was like, dude, just waiting for some two fucking drunk idiots to try to have sex with my body.
He was like, thanks for opening that. My arm fell asleep and I couldn't get out. You guys weren't going to try to have sex with me, were you?
Die!
Because I hate that, you know. I hate that a lot. I'm going to stab you now.
So they're dead, and he walks up to Feldman, and Feldman's like, oh, I'm freaking out. And he gives him the chop, but wake up 20 years later.
And he's not Jeff Fahey.
And he's clearly not either. But
yeah, he's some other guy.
So...
Who you know is going to go bald in 5 years.
Yeah, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his hair was
he has hair in his new pictures. So.
Okay, whatever.
Just for men.
That's actually darkening.
No, if you go bald, you just paint the top of your head with it.
Spray can.
Yeah.
Notice anything new about me? Yeah, you've painted the top of your head.
Did you dip it in paint? what's going on there? So... Even if this was a dream, and say it is a dream and not a flashback, and say it's a dream of something that never even happened, is this 20 years later from Halloween, or not Halloween?
He had a growth spurt.
Friday
only
the 13th.
18 months.
This is in the future?
Yeah.
So, because you can't do that.
4 was in 82.
Okay, so, but it's not, Corey Feldman... in 1982 is like 10 years old.
I don't know.
And now he's a fucking 23-year-old dude.
He's supposed to be like 16, 17. He just doesn't look it.
He is clearly not.
No.
Okay.
So are all these other people, but you can't show real 16, 17-year-olds naked as much as these people get naked.
All right, that's a good point. All right. So he transforms into an adult man, and he's taken to the Pinehurst Youth Development Center because I guess he's had some problems. So he's either a nut job because of his transformation into Jason in Jason 4, or do you think he's actually hurt people in between? Like, is he in trouble?
I don't know. They say I got to look at his chart there.
Well,
and it didn't say anything important.
Okay, they say that he was in this mental health facility, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's being transferred to this farm so that he can learn people skills, so he can go out into the real world. So he's been under constant surveillance since he was like, I'm you, Jason.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's had about 6 years of lithium and shock therapy.
Yeah, probably.
Well, with as slow as he is.
He did get to watch some wrestling.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, who taught him that when he was in
All right,
the
we'll
nut
get
job
there,
house?
We'll get there. Slow your jets. So he meets the top doc, who's this guy that played a guy in Indiana Jones 3. And there's Hottie Nurse as well. I don't know who these people are.
Her name's Pam.
But is she an actress? Like, she's almost reminds me of like a Linnea Quigley type.
She
gal.
is almost
Barbara Crampton.
Somebody.
Yeah,
everybody's almost somebody. That's Melanie Kinnaman.
Melanie Kinnaman. Melanie Kinnaman.
And she was pissed about this movie because she is a booby lady, and she's like, I'm frumped out for 3/4 of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing good happens until they her exact words are, nothing happens for me until they turn those sprinklers on. And boy howdy.
Yeah.
Why even wear a shirt? We'll get there later.
Okay, so he's got a fucking knife that I guess they let him have. Like, he's just playing in his room with his fucking knife.
Camping knife.
It's a pretty big knife.
It's a big knife.
I don't think
it's like a pocket knife style though.
People that have mental health problems should have. It's too big, Jackie.
I also believe that he had a Vietnam bag.
He did.
He did do that. Yeah, that's true.
So, what I'm thinking is he's just been in Vietnam the whole time.
And took a side trip. In between being a child and a grown man. I'll go over to Vietnam.
What happened in between Jason and now? Vietnam, that's what happened. Like, really? Because that doesn't work out in the timeline. Nothing works out in any of these timelines. I'm 27 years old now.
I traveled into the past and went to Vietnam, and now I'm back.
It was like Biggles Adventure in Time, only not zany at all.
Yeah.
Horrible. Horrible.
Okay, so there's this other kid. His name is Reggie that he meets. That's the youngest of the people there by far. I don't really know why he gets to go to a adult youth center where huge booby ladies go.
He's visiting because his grandfather is the cook.
Oh, so he's not a mental problem.
No.
Oh, okay. He's just a cool guy.
He's just a kid, and he's not even a full-time. He's just visiting his grandpa.
Okay, all right. Well, he likes spooky stuff, and Tommy, inside of his Vietnam bag, has got masks.
Rubber masks.
That he made.
That are rubber. Mass prod.
He's a liar. He's just is trying to be cool in his new environment.
Okay,
he got those at the Winco on his way to there.
And
they stopped for snacks.
Your guys' problem is that how he acquired these masks? What the fuck is he doing with them is my problem. What's going on here? Why does he have a fucking duffel bag filled with Halloween masks?
He's on his way to becoming a mass murderer.
Yeah. It was therapeutic at the mental hospital for him to have a hobby. And his hobby just happens to be setting him up for the rest of his serial killing life.
So none of his doctors or anybody involved with this guy's mental health looked at like him putting on masks and trying to break out of his cell and holding a knife as potentially a threat to other people.
Well, I think that the other doctors shocked the piss out of him, gave him the lithium, and it still didn't work. Mm-hmm. Then they took bets. There's an over-under on how long it takes him to kill all these people at this farm.
Yeah.
Because they know this guy. He's a former colleague, and like, we should send him over to Mac's farm. It's the fucking loosey-gooseyest. They don't even have rules up there.
They don't even have rules at
you
this
just do whatever.
Farm. Yeah. Okay, that's a decent theory. Okay, so next door is another farm owned by some weirdos.
She's owned by one of the hookers from Sharky's Machine.
Yeah.
And her wig reprises its role from Sharky's Machine. The poor woman, Burt Reynolds gave this to me personally, and then the art department fucking stole it from her.
Who could we compare in other film to describe these guys, this band of characters next door as?
My grandma.
Oh,
that's good.
Okay.
They're the inbred Buffingtons.
Yeah, I was thinking the Buffingtons a little bit. There's that tinge of Home, that X-Files episode that I love so much, that everybody loves so much.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah, the Hills Have Eyes, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre type people.
Sure.
Just weirdos, farm weirdos. But they're a little bit more eclectic and harmless than all of those people.
And the mom's got a mouth on her.
And boy, howdy, does she have a fucking potty mouth. And it's great.
It's fantastic.
She is excellent at swearing.
And talking to dead chickens.
And talking. She's having a good time, Jackie. She loves being a white trash farm inbred person. It's her thing. Like you can't take this woman out of it. Like, and be like, okay, we're gonna civilize you now. It's like she's like Tarzan. She always wants to go back to the fucking farmhouse and chop dead chickens, and she loves it.
She's like, oh, we're gonna put you in a dress. She was actually it was a whole My Fair Lady deal that some English guy showed up and tried it.
Yeah,
he like put the dress on her, and she's like, you're a fucking asshole. Suck my ass. Gives him 2 birds.
Flashes her cooch.
Yeah.
She's hilarious. And then she's got a son who is a little wacky as well, but not to the extent that she is. But he gets pretty wacky. And she's like, don't you send any of those guys coming over to my farm. If they come on my property, I'll blast them with my shotgun. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
And meanwhile, there's 2 of them that screw over there. Like, go screw somewhere else.
There's no rules here. Just go screw in like the doctor's office while he's typing up a report or something. He doesn't give a fuck.
Like, hey, stop that on my desk, please.
I'm trying to write a report. You're not writing shit. There's no rules here. All right, so we meet the rest of the residents. There's like a good girl. Her name is Robin. There's like an alt girl, like whatever that is in the 80s. Cause she's not really a punk.
She's Gem and the Holograms ripoff girl.
Yeah,
kinda
like gentle.
They
punk.
don't know what this girl is.
They
And
really
we will
do not.
find out later why. Like exactly to the extent where they just have no idea what they're doing with this character.
Yeah. There's a big fat guy.
Yep.
And then like this tough guy, and he's out chopping wood.
Yeah, they have a 33-year-old kid.
Yeah. Right.
Who's never chopped wood before, but he just keeps trying to do it the wrong way.
Yeah. He's. I don't know this guy. His name is like Vic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a muscle man with some anger issues, and the fat kid goes over there and he's like, "Hey Vic, I got some chocolate. You want some of this chocolate? Because everybody likes me, and I like chocolate, and so maybe you'll like me if you like chocolate too. Here you go, have some chocolate." And he sets it on the log, and the guy's like, "I fucking hate chocolate like I hate chopping wood." And he chops the chocolate bar in half, and the fat kid's like, "Well, that wasn't very nice. I'm gonna remember that, Vic, next time I see you."
Yep.
And then Vic goes fucking nuts.
Chops him into pieces.
He chops him into pieces. Vic! Out of fucking nowhere.
And then the police come and like, yep, son of a bitch, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right, you get to keep your mental. No, this place is shut down.
This place is fucking shut down. Why are you giving this guy who clearly is like, you would have seen the warning signs on this, because this guy chops a man into pieces with very little provocation. A proper doctor would have been like, that guy needs to be in a fucking padded cell.
Yeah.
So if you didn't do that, and some innocent child gets chopped into bits, yeah, they're gonna shut you down.
They're gonna shut you down.
I don't know. I was rather glad that they did this right away. This character was a mistake. Obviously, somebody lost a bet. They're like, now you have to put my son in the movie. And they were like, oh, fuck. We're going to have to put this little fat fucker in this movie. And he's gross and his balls smell.
Actually, Jackie, that's famed actor Stephen Kronsky.
Well,
No, it's not.
Yeah,
He's
no.
nobody.
Yeah.
He is a nobody.
No, he's a trained method actor from Spain.
that was
shut up. He's nobody.
That was
He's
actually De
somebody's-
Niro.
That's somebody's fucking nephew that had to get in.
That guy was clearly better.
I
than De Niro.
can't. I mean, he's no worse than anybody else in this
Yeah,
movie.
come
to
on,
be
dude. Why?
honest.
Because he's got chocolate on his
Yeah,
face.
like all the dude actors are just like guys who showed up, and all the chick actors were. There was a selection process.
Yeah,
but
of
it
going
was like,
to the...
take your shirt off, please.
Yeah, right.
Just go grab some pictures from Harvey Weinstein's desk and grab.
Ayo!
Oh!
Too soon. So yeah, so they don't get shut down, and this big guy gets taken away, and the paramedics are like, "Oh, is there a dead body under here? I don't know. Let me take a look and show everybody." They show like this paramedic guy is like, "You like it? You like these dead bodies, these chopped up body parts? Everybody who already had a fucking traumatic experience today that are all fucking mental patients."
Yeah, it's like, hey kids, how about some spaghetti for lunch? Yummy.
And the chopped up guy has got his like arm
Coming out of his butt. From
it
the
seems
looks
to
of
be
it.
coming out of his butt. It's weird body. So that night, these two guys, Pete and Vinny, and I don't know what their thing is.
They're greasers. This is just leftover from one of the other movies.
Yeah, but what's their like? Okay, fine. So we're not even going to pretend to figure out what they're
Connect them to the rest of these people. I dare you.
driving. They're driving
They
in
have
America.
a car. They are dressed like greasers. This could be from a movie from the 40s. Like, there's no greasers left in
I
1985?
don't know what's
And
going on
they're
with these guys.
gross.
Yeah, well, of course. And their car breaks down in the woods, and I think it's Vinny goes out there, and he's like, try to start it. And Pete's like, it doesn't start. Fix it. No, you fix it. No, you fix it, stupid.
Yep.
You know what I liked is that you really get a really nice insight during this scene about the writer of the script.
Okay.
Sure.
When the driver is like, I'm going to go take a shit.
Yeah,
You fix the car.
He just fucks off into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Did he actually say he's going to take a shit, or did he
Yeah,
just,
he goes, I'm going to go take a crap.
Okay.
You fix the car. And I'm like, who's writing this shit?
I think there was actually 7 different people that wrote this.
Yeah, this scene just is, it's so piecemeal. So he goes out in the woods, and the other one's like, "Oh, fucking shit guy, god damn it, I gotta stay here and fucking fix this fucking car. You're always out walking around taking poops in the woods while I'm
Yeah.
stuck with fixing car duty." And he sees some guy come behind him with a road flare, and we're like, oh, here we go. And he's like, hey, Vinny, is that you? Did you get pizza? Where'd you go? How big a shit did you take? What's going on? Oh, my God, I've got a fucking roadside flare stuck in my face.
Yep, that'll kill you.
It's really
They're like
stupid.
4,000 degrees. They're hot.
Oh, yeah, they're hot as shit. I like this one.
No, this is one of the good ones.
Yeah, this is one of the good ones. It looks really stupid
Mhm.
when they have the
It's
plastic model.
It's a flashlight in a dude's mouth.
Yeah, I don't think it
Oh my
was.
God!
I think it was a road flare into a plastic head.
No.
Yeah, I think it was a
Man.
road flare and a plastic
It did
head.
not look like a real head.
No. And it got
was
cut again because of the goddamn MPAA. Otherwise, it probably was more fun.
Yeah, and melted like fucking Jesus Christ. The end of Indiana Jones gets to be PG-13, but this.
Oh yeah.
Come on, MPAA, you're a joke. All right, so Pete comes back and he's like, "Hey, man, there's no toilet paper, so I just used my arm." But
I was gonna say we have to mention that this is item 1 of not wiping.
yeah, right.
The first instance of not wiping in this movie, unless he used the flashlight, which is just like not wiping.
Yeah, dude, nobody wipes in this movie. It's gross.
And his buddy is not. He's still there, like in the hood of
Yeah,
the car, but he's laying on the motor dead. Yeah. And the guy's just like, "Oh, you're still working on it. All right, cool."
He's singing a song.
Yeah, dippity bappity doopy.
Then threatening to kick his ass if the car doesn't start.
You don't get this guy started, I'm gonna put a flare in your mouth. It'll be ironic.
Mm-hmm.
So he
starts.
Yeah, he gets the car started. So I guess Jason fixed it.
Maybe.
But then he gets chopped. The other guy gets chopped. He gets the machete across
Yeah,
the
he
throat.
slit the throat. This one's boring.
Yeah, I don't like
This
that.
this is a 2.
Yeah, this
On
is
a scale
2.
of 10, this one's a 2.
Yeah, I like that.
The road flare's like a 6.5. This one's a 2.
Yeah.
The axe in the back was better than this one.
All right, so the kids back at camp, they have some chow. Gramps is there. He's the cook. Makes them some delicious eggs. And here, enjoy these eggs, everybody. And mourn the death of your piggy friend. And try to move on with your life. And they're all struggling. They're like, "Oh, it's really bummer that guy died. And I saw his guts and stuff come out."
Yeah, but like right before he died, everybody was treating him like dirt.
Yeah. So you like, they don't care that his guts came out, Jackie?
I think it's just guilt for being dickheads.
Yeah.
No, that could be too. All right, so Tommy's like, he walks in. He has no guilt. He just got here. He's like, "I didn't even know that guy. I've seen a lot of guts in my day, and I'm not struggling one bit." But he gets surprised by this guy named Eddie who comes at him in a mask.
It's his mask.
It's his mask, yeah. He's booga, booga, booga. And Tommy goes nuts.
He gives him a cross cradle slam through a side table, and then starts beating the shit out. After he cradle slams a dude through furniture, which is going to put him down. That's when he starts kicking his ass.
How long is Eddie in the hospital?
I'm thinking that he has 3 broken ribs, and he got about 6 shots to the face, so he might have lost a cheekbone.
Yeah, right.
At least one tooth.
Yeah.
Like, Tommy beats this kid senseless.
I think he's in the hospital for 4 weeks. He's
At
in there
least
for a long
3
time.
days.
Yeah, he's eating out of a fucking straw. Yeah, the whole number. Poor guy. All right, so 3 days versus 4 weeks. I think he's in there for 4 weeks. At least 3 days.
At least 3 days.
That's a
yeah.
disparaging margin.
Yeah, why
Okay,
not?
so Tommy's still got some deep anger issues that he needs to work through. But at the neighbors, the stranger comes by. He's a drifter, and he's like, "Hey, what you got going on there? See, you're killing some chickens, and I like the way you enjoy what you do for a living. Can I join you guys and become your manservant?" Sure. Go clean up cat shit. Chicken shit.
Chicken shit.
Yeah, she's like, "No problem, dude. Go do chicken poop duty."
Yep.
Okay, will do. I'll be in the movie in a little while. Bye.
At which point, dude who should be in the hospital goes over to his large-breasted girlfriend and is like, "Let's do it more."
Let's do it more.
That's pretty much what happens here.
Yeah, he's like, "Let's go out in the woods and bang." So
There.
she's like, "Okay."
They're known fornicators.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, so one of the orderlies, we haven't even seen him, but he says, "Oh, I just got off work from the Youth Development Center."
We did see him. He was with Tommy in the van.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't give a shit if you get out.
Yeah. That's
right.
when Pam shows
Okay.
up and she's like, I'm Pam.
I'm Pam. This guy's got a bitchin' charger. Needs a little work, but he gets it
bitchin'.
pretty fucking sideways in a very tight spot. I like
Sure.
this. I like this driving that he does. And he picks up his girlfriend, Lana, who's a waitress, I guess.
Yeah.
And she seems a little out of his league, even though she's not, like, you know, the queen of town. She's at least got a job where she doesn't appear to be a psychopath. This guy's clearly a psychopath. Like, he doesn't care about people. He hates people. This charger guy. That's what I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I just think he's just some guy.
He's a guy who goes to work to get money for drugs.
Yeah, that's what I would
Yes,
think too. And then like
She likes drugs, so they're a perfect match.
and then like
Yeah.
sedates people and dips his balls in their mouth while they're sleeping. That's what I think.
Huh.
The old
Well, she does,
whatever that's called.
she just shows herself her own boobs in a mirror.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta go get ready, and goes into the bathroom, and what did she say? Showtime?
It's showtime.
Yeah, and then takes off her shirt.
To show, like, she flashes herself.
Yeah.
It is a very gratuitous booby shot.
It's an homage to another film that was popular the year before, but
Here's my boobs, myself.
well, no, it was like a popular. It was like it's showtime, and then it's not like taking the shirt off. It's like I'm going to go perform. I'm ready to do this whole thing. I don't want to look up what movie.
Oh
it
no,
is.
that was from the '85 Lakers when they beat the Celtics.
Sure.
And Magic did the pass between his legs to Kareem, and Kareem dunked it, and he said "Showtime," and then he
Showtime.
showed the audience his boobs. That's what that's from.
He just pulled his leg up 2 inches, and penis came out.
Hey, it's Kareem we're talking about. He didn't need to pull those shorts up at all. And it was the '85 Lakers that we're talking about. And those shorts were tiny to begin with.
Yeah, exactly. Where did they put their penises? Their belts.
That's how they kept their shorts on.
Yeah.
The old penis belt trick.
Old penis belt.
All right, so she's she comes, she's in the bathroom and getting ready, and then she comes out. She's all excited to see Billy, her boyfriend, who's just outside doing coke in his car, and a fucking cat gets thrown at her on the way out.
Yeah. Somebody throws a cat. This cat doesn't jump face first into.
Right.
It's hard to get a cat to not land on its feet. Somebody was really mean to this cat.
And like, it's not directed at her; it's directed at a booth, a table. Like, it bounces off the fucking booth.
Yeah, it's
It hits
bad
its
stuff.
face on the seat for sure.
It's
like
not good.
Nice chuck, man. Ugh. All right, so outside, Billy gets axed in the head by Jason. He's dead. And like, when he gets axed in the head, he's like, "Whoop!"
His eyes open wide, like, "Whoa,
I got axed in the head. I didn't see that coming."
that's good cocaine."
And she comes out, and she takes the axe in the tummy too. She's like, "Oh, Billy, no!" And she's dead.
Yeah, but she doesn't give a shit about Billy, really. She's like, Billy, Billy. And then she gets in the car. She's like, I'm cold. And then she looks over and she sees the Coke. And she's like,
Hello.
more for me. She gets down there. She's sniffing it off the floorboards.
That's her real boyfriend is cocaine.
Yeah. And then she gets axed.
And the mayor of town is up the sheriff's ass, this small town, like, "Oh, everybody's getting dead, and this is a tiny town, and why does the mayor dress like he's a big city mayor then? Like, shouldn't you also be like the coffee store slash general store owner like Linda Hamilton and Dante Speak, you know?"
He's just like
Seem a little
mayor.
too uppity.
I think back in the 80s, you just had mayors. Like, it was a profession.
Oh, I'm
Like,
the mayor.
you went to college to become the mayor. And then, like, the town needs a mayor, and they just, like, send one. And
It's a mail order mayor.
It's a bald Italian guy in a fairly decent suit.
Did you see the Sears mail? Mayor mail?
The mayor order a mail? Yes, please.
Did you see the Sears mayor catalog this year? Because, man, there were some great mayors in there.
It was the Sears Roebuck and Mayer catalog.
I circled the ones I wanted.
Yeah, right. Put them on my wish list.
There's only one. It's a balding Italian guy in a fairly nice suit.
They all look the same.
They look the same.
Mine came with a blue tie.
Right.
Yeah.
And the sheriff's like, "I know who's doing it. It's Jason Voorhees." And the mayor's like, "Fuck you."
And then everybody watching the movie is like, how did you make that connection, Sheriff?
Well, it's called Friday the 13th, so I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This was like the laziest writing ever. He's not like, he hasn't investigated anything. He's like, it's just Jason. Fuck you guys.
Jason
Yeah.
Voorhees.
He's like, I'm on a cigar break. It takes at least 3 hours to smoke this fucker. Go away.
Well, what are you going to do about it, Sheriff? I'm going to drink this coffee. That's it. If we had a super cat cop, I'd let him take care of this,
indeed.
but we don't. So this coffee ain't going to drink itself.
So back at the camp, these two kids go sneak off. Eddie and his big booby girlfriend go sneak off into the woods, and they're boinking out there. And the stranger,
He gives her 3 minutes of thunder.
oh, it's very fast.
Oh, he did not even make it 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm saying like a minute 30 at most.
Yeah, Eddie's a 2-pump chump. And the stranger's creeping on him, too. He's like, ooh, yeah.
Licking
The
his
drifter.
lips.
All right.
I was supposed to be cleaning up chicken shit, but now I'm watching people screw.
And
I kind of expected him to go bonk the boyfriend in the head.
and take over.
Yeah.
Like, or just be like, switch. Or any chance at a 3-way. Or
Yeah, something. I
looks
thought
like
he
you
was-
guys could use a drifter
Mm-hmm.
in your butts.
Yep.
Yep. What's up? For a decent meal, I'll join.
We'll screw for food. Yeah. But he doesn't. He just gets stabbed.
Yeah.
So nice to see you.
Yeah.
No drifter. You know,
Glad you were in this movie.
Yeah, you're-
Stabbed.
you barely had long.
Wait, what is your purpose, sir? I am here to get stabbed.
That's it.
I kind of was like, well, if he wasn't going to rape the teenagers, then I kind of thought maybe he was going to sleep with the old hillbilly lady. And that he was going to like, okay, I've done the chicken coop. And she's like, all right, go take a shower.
No,
And then
she
she-
would want it with the chicken poo.
Yeah, she wants chicken poop sex.
Yeah. That's where I thought that was going next.
Yeah, no.
But then he got stabbed.
He's just fucking dead and out of this film. Okay, that's interesting. And the guy's like, well, now that I'm done after three good pushes, I'm gonna go wash up
In the pond. And this isn't even a pond. This is the sewage lagoon.
Yeah.
You are bathing in poo.
And he's got his pants and stuff on. It's not like he gets in the water or...
Yeah, he just washes his hands. Like, what were you doing with your hands, dude?
Finger in the butt.
I don't know. Okay, so she's back laying on the blankets and she's looking up at the sky and she's like, it's so lovely. For a long fucking time she does this. And it's just an excuse to get, the cans on camera for longer, but
Yeah, it is. Well, for shorter, according to the editing process.
yeah, right. And then Jason walks up and he's now got pruning shears that I guess he just happens to have,
Yeah.
like nearby, or maybe the drifter. I know that you don't use pruning
You use
shears
pruning
to pick
shears
up
to
poop.
clean up the chicken
No,
shit.
you don't.
Yeah, well, here's how you do it. You just cut the heads off all the chickens. And you take care of the problem permanently.
Right at the source.
Yeah, like I nipped that chicken shit problem on the
You will
bud.
never have any more chicken shit.
Yeah.
That's how good I am about being a drifter.
I should mention that this actress, her real last name is Voorhees.
The booby lady?
Debbie Sue Voorhees. And they conjoined her name. It's Debbie Sue, but they ran it together in the credits as Debbie Sue.
It's a good way to save money that way.
Sure,
You just smash
yeah.
all the words up.
Just there it is.
Yeah.
And she didn't have a very illustrious acting career, so she tried to fall back into secondary education and kept getting fired because her tits are in this movie.
Ooh.
Sucks.
That sucks.
It sucks.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think that they can fire you for that.
They
was
did.
this
Many
was
times.
a different. Actually, this world that I'm about to make reference to that was a different time back then, Jackie, is now the time that we live in now. So yeah, they can fucking do whatever you want. They can fire you for they can kick you out of the military for having different genitalia than you were born with.
Yep.
So what the fuck ever, man. These assholes can get away with anything. Greedy ass motherfuckers.
Greedy ass motherfuckers. The only thing you can get away with is being Harvey Weinstein.
Is murder. That's the only thing.
Murder?
See, if they would have been smart about this, they would have kept her on at the school, right?
Mhm.
And then had like carnival nights of dunk the teachers,
Right.
and all the dads would have came,
Absolutely.
and
Yep.
and they
Good
would
call,
have
Jackie.
made bazillions of dollars.
No, everybody that fired this woman because she had her boobs out in a movie in the 80s, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Light yourself on fire, then pull your penis off and shove it up your own ass. You're a piece of shit. That sucks. And anybody that bitched about it, like those moms that are like, that's not what I want my children to be exposed to. Go fuck yourself also.
Your kid
Pull
is in
someone
the
else's dick off and shove it up your
Just grab a dick and yank it off. I hope it's the right one. If it's a
Wait,
good
what
person's,
happens if it's the wrong one?
well, like if it's an innocent wiener, like a guy is just like, I've done everything
I'm
right
not
in my
concerned
life.
about that. Yeah.
Oh, the collateral
Yeah,
damage
yeah,
at this
no,
point,
no, no.
fuck them.
Right.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and you know what? Like, it's not like when we were kids, or like any kids are going to be watching Friday the 13th.
Right.
I did when I was 7.
Yeah, well. And it doesn't matter because if you've got a hottie teacher and you're in junior high, you have seen her naked many times in your mind.
In your mind.
It doesn't
If
matter.
Debussy Voorhees was my teacher, I would not be able to wear sweatpants to school.
No, you would not. So it just doesn't matter. Your children are perverts. Let good teachers be good teachers. Anyway, so he, the other dude comes back and he gets his head strapped to a tree and then smushed
Like,
via.
tourniqueted to death.
Yeah, it is a tourniquet.
He's supposed
I
to
think
be
that's what it's
like-
called.
Like the pressure is going to explode his head. And I swear to God, I've seen it explode. It doesn't in the movie. You just have to assume that he doesn't make it.
All right, here's 2 new deaths. Pruning shears in the eyeballs via topless, or actually nude woman.
So the
Whoever's
way
gonna score it.
it plays out at first, it's like a 3.5.
Mhm.
But then when it shows it afterwards, it makes it to like a 5.5.
Yeah, 5.5. I'm good with that, Jackie. Good with 5.5 for her pruning shear. To the
Yeah, I
face?
liked her pruning shears in the face.
Okay, how about tourniquet head smashing guy?
Just a 2.
I was going to say 4.
Mm,
Because it's original.
it's different,
It's original, but without
it's-
seeing the head explode, it's no good.
and it's also physically impossible. I don't think this leather
could do
strap.
it.
No way.
Well, the
A
leather strap breaks.
Yeah, so maybe he's
the
okay.
shot.
Right. You
So
can't
now he's
smash
just-
a skull like that.
So now he's just got a weird shaped head. And Jason was like, this is what you get, fornicator. You're the elephant man now.
Yeah, they find his skull in 100 years and study as like, oh, we found the missing link in evolution. It's this weird shaped skull guy. And really, he just got squished by Jason.
Huh.
All right, so Pam, Reggie, and Tommy, they're gonna drive Reggie to the trailer park to go visit his bro. Like, that's the one thing he really wants to do is go visit his bro, whose name is Demon.
Yeah,
He lives in a van
sure.
down by the fucking river. I kid you not.
Yep.
Yep, that sounds right.
It's pretty plush.
My
setup.
note is
so-
Reggie's bro is super, 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 super cool.
And, at this point, he's no longer Reggie. He's reckless.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a nickname,
He's got a
a punk
nickname, too.
nickname.
So-
Reckless in Danger.
Yeah.
Nice.
Demon's real name's probably Dean or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Frank.
Demon.
David.
Yeah. Demon is fucking cool.
It's Miguel Nunez Jr., who's in all sorts of 80s movies,
Yeah.
but then just sort of disappeared.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
He looks like a Michael Jackson Prince combination.
mm-hmm.
And, I mean, yeah. Give the guy-
Leather everywhere, black leather, head to toe. Cool guy hair, cool guy van, cool guy attitude,
Cool guy. Enchiladas.
cool guy enchiladas.
pizza. He also has egg rolls in this van.
This guy is fucking cool. I'm not being sarcastic. I like this guy.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot.
And he's
He
got
is
a hot
fucking cool.
girlfriend in there.
Yeah, he's just got a babe hanging out. Nina. Hey, look what else that comes with the van. And the little brother's like, sweet.
Yeah. I don't know a lot, but I know that enchiladas are a little messy.
Yeah, they are.
And he just sort of hands him an enchilada.
Enchilada?
Enchilada, he's like, you've eaten dinner here. Here's an enchilada. And
Have
you're
an
like,
enchilada.
do I need like a bowl and a napkin and some bibs? Because the enchiladas are messy.
No, here, just take it. It's on the floor here.
Yes.
Just pick it up off the floor.
Have an enchilada.
I was cooking while she was driving. They just went everywhere. But
Yeah.
it's okay because I fucking live in a van down by the river. I'll just drive it into the river. That's how we wash out the enchiladas.
Yeah.
That is how you live.
Yeah, just, no, they're having a fucking party. There's
This guy is
weed.
the American dream.
Yeah, he's got weed, Budweiser's, girlfriend, enchiladas, pizza, egg rolls. Lives in a van. It's awesome.
I would like to go to there. If like man had no motivations to contribute in any way to society, like basically biker gangs. I'll
Sure.
throw those guys under the bus. Like you just drive around and be assholes. I'll take Demon's Path instead.
Yeah. Vanagons.
Vanagons, yeah.
Vanabons. Cinnabon.
Bon. All right, so Tommy runs into the neighbor boy because the neighbor boy like creeps up on him on the motorcycle, and he's like, "Oh, I really fucking scared you, didn't I?" And Tommy's like, "Nobody scares Tommy." He's like Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future when you call him chicken, but it's the opposite. He is being chickenly. Nobody scares me. Ah! He turns into the fucking Hulk.
He's a real strong mousetrap that's been wound too tight and barely hold itself together.
And he beats the shit out of the neighbor kid too.
Yeah.
Beats the fuck out of him.
Beats the shit right out of him.
It's pretty awesome. And so they have to leave, I guess. Like Reggie's trip is cut short. They're like, let's get out of here because Tommy's gone ape shit. But Tommy
leaves.
He runs into the woods by himself.
Yeah.
Oh,
so hang out.
Yeah, dude. And if there's no rules, fuck him.
Yeah.
Why do we have to stop Cool Party?
Tommy.
Because they're smoking a joint in that van,
right,
with the camp counselor and this like little kid.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
We are to assume that she's actually a medical doctor of some sort.
She's probably the one getting them that weed.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not a medical doctor. 1985.
No,
that's a drug dealer.
Who also is a medical doctor.
Yeah.
All right, so, so they leave, and Demon's like, "Oh, baby, I gotta go poop. We're about to do it, but the enchiladas."
The enchiladas have got me.
And this is when I became re-interested in the movie, as he is holding his stomach and prancing down to the toilet.
You're like, this movie became really believable again.
Gotta poop. This scene is so bizarre for a horror movie. Like, what? This does not fit at all.
This was my favorite scene.
Yeah,
oh, absolutely. This might be my whole favorite
scene in the franchise. Yeah.
And he runs into this steel porta potty, like it's the campground, whatever's porta potty. It's just some sheet metal slapped together.
It's a shit box,
Yeah,
and he calls it as such. He's like, "This shit box is gross."
And his girlfriend comes up and she's shaking the porta potty. He's like, "Stop it, damn it, stop it, or I'll get you."
I don't need any help. The enchiladas are doing all the work, thanks.
And this is when he starts acting like a diva. He's like, "Bitch, if you don't quit that, no." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you fucking talking like that?
She's like, "Oh, don't worry about it, sweetheart. Ooh, baby."
Yeah, they both get a case of the ooh babies.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby.
Baby, yeah, baby. I'm sitting on the toilet.
Yeah.
I'm taking an enchilada poo. Oh, yeah, it's you.
That is more artistic than what they sing, Jackie, by a lot.
Yeah.
The only words that they sing are ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh. On a toilet.
On the toilet.
In a horror movie.
And when she stops, that's when he knows something's wrong. It's
Hey,
like,
what?
"Oh, you don't get cured of the ooh babies that fast." They're like the hiccups. That lasts at least 15 minutes.
You gotta shake those enchiladas loose with
Yeah.
the ooh, baby babies.
Ooh babies.
And so the porta potty starts shaking again. He's like, "God damn it, woman.
So
what the fuck?
This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to wipe.
I'm not gonna wipe in this movie." He just gets right up off the toilet, zips up his fucking leather pants.
He just became, his bottom half is now an enchilada. Sour cream.
And he opens up the door. Sure enough, Nina's dead outside. She got her throat cut. And then he gets spiked through the walls by Jason's just got a fucking metal spike that stabbed Phineas Gage in the head, I guess, from someplace.
4.75.
His death or
the spike killing?
Yeah, I'll give it a 4.75. Hers.
I'm giving it a 6.
6.
Really?
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah. Creative porta potty killing.
Yeah, the porta potty does bump it up. I'll give it the extra 1.25 for being in a shit house.
And he does punch through sheet metal.
Yeah,
That
so
takes
6.
something.
We'll do it 6.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And I give hers a 1. I'm with Sam. That wasn't very awesome.
Yeah, she's just dead.
So Pam leaves to go find Tommy. And she puts the kids in charge of themselves. Like,
Yeah.
"You kids are in charge." You get
Like, we've had rules before now, and at any point.
the prisoners are officially running the prison now.
Yeah.
Good one. Oof. And Junior next door, he writes back after getting his ass kicked on a motorcycle. He comes home. He's like, Mom, I got my ass kicked. And he's fucking cooking donuts around, screaming his head off.
Yeah, he's having an emotional explosion.
They beat me up.
Yeah.
Ah!
He's like driving up on the porch, being a complete dickhead.
And she's like, whatever. It must be Tuesday.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm making your dinner. Shut up, you little fuckhead.
And she just started, so that stew's not going to be ready for a while.
Well, he gets his head lopped off by Jason. The old chop. It's the only head loppings in this whole movie.
The only head lopping, yeah.
Okay, so what do we give Junior's death?
Well, it did happen on a motorcycle, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. You do get to see the head hit the ground.
Yeah.
Decapitation, however, is a standard sort of...
True. Yeah, trope.
I'm giving it a 3.
Really?
I was going to give it a 5.5.
I think it's a decent looking fake dummy head,
Yeah,
too.
I'm giving it a 5.5.
I'm going to give it a 5.5.
All right, I'll give it a 4.
Okay.
Just because you're joining the crowd, you're bandwagoning.
I'm
Gotta be
compromising.
You got to be cool like us. Never compromise on your values, Jackie.
3 was a little low.
And then Mom is inside. She's finishing up the stew, but Jason chops her in the head with a butcher's knife, and then
He teleports the butcher's knife out of her kitchen and into his hand,
Uh-huh.
then sends it back through the window into her face.
Right.
Into the wig that Burt Reynolds gave her personally.
God damn it.
That they stole from her, those fucking bastards.
And then her face falls into her own stew. She's
Yeah.
dead. Mom's death.
This one's a 2.
Really? Really?
Yeah, it
Face and
sucks.
stew? Come on.
No, the stew doesn't matter because it was just too lazy.
Yeah.
It's like butcher knife through a window, and it all happened too fast. They rushed through it, and they moved on. I thought it was crap.
I'm giving it a 3.
I'm giving it a 4.
All right.
All right. Back at camp,
I like that it came through the window.
Okay.
The guy named Jim, who's got a bit of a stutter, he likes a lady named Robin.
Sure.
Actually, no, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry.
I'm not sorry either.
Jake is his name. And
Sure.
he's like, I love you and I want to make love to you. And she just looks at him and she's like, Jesus, Robin. You're
But
a
later we
bitch."
find out that she does like him.
She does?
Yeah, because she's like, oh, you're such an idiot in the mirror. Plus, she was down there watching a movie with him, and all she was wearing was a fucking bathrobe.
Right, with nothing.
She's like, hey.
And snuggling up next to him.
Yeah.
I think
She's like, don't talk, just like put a hand in here.
or like put your penis in the popcorn bowl. I'll tug on it.
That's an actual real bowl, though.
Mm,
Pottery can be dangerous.
the rules of this film, I think you can get a little loose with.
She spins the bowl, all of a sudden, he's victim number 12 or something. Jason didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's just a weird popcorn penis accident.
Yeah.
All right, so he gets dead because he gets chopped in the face because she goes upstairs and goes to bed, and Jason kills him, and I don't even really remember.
He went upstairs to he's like, okay, fine, screw you.
He goes upstairs.
I'm gonna go try to see if the other girl will have sex with me, and she's listening to some Harry Manfredini's version of pop music.
Right.
She tells him to fuck off, so he does. Then he gets
Chopped in the face. Yeah.
His death is also a 2.
Yeah, also a 2.
Yeah. And a mercy killing.
Oh, man, because he was never going to have sex ever again, Jackie.
Yeah.
Mercy. It's better to be dead than not have sex with Robin.
He died how he lived, with blue balls.
Yeah.
Virgin.
All right, so Robin goes upstairs and to show us her boobs, pretty much. And then she goes to bed. She's got a bunk bed.
She's in a bunk bed, and she's clearly a nude sleeper. So you wonder...
Who's under the bottom bunk?
Who's got the bottom bunk?
What if it's Jake? What if this entire time he's just been like, she must like me.
So
I'm going to give it a go.
Every night she falls asleep to the sweet sounds of
Yeah.
flap, flap. Springs and flapping.
Jake, are you jerking it again? No. Yes.
Maybe.
Well, you know who in this movie her bunkmate is? It's Jason, because he fucking stabs her through the mattress, through her tummy, via... Not Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon gets it through the throat. But he dies in bed, too, doesn't he? In Jason 2?
I don't remember.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he gets, no, it's John Depp who gets it through the chest and through the bed. And they're
Nightmare
just ripping
3.
Nightmare on. No, Nightmare 1.
Nightmare 1.
Yeah. That's just a straight up
Yeah.
grabbing this. Huh. Nice job. Okay. Her death, I'll give a 4 on. I think it was kind of fun.
I'll give it a 4. Actually, she's topless, so it's getting a 4.5.
Jackie?
4.
Yeah. All right. And he goes next door, Jason, and he opens up the door to the strange girl's room, and she has now started doing a very strange dance.
So, this is where we're at. We were mentioning earlier that they don't know what they're doing with this character. This is the culmination of that.
Right.
She's doing it's like voguing a little. It's the robot a little. But then she's like doing the pantomime with the rope and the box.
Right.
So they just have no idea. She has no idea. The director's like, keep doing that. That works.
This is a dance that is a thing, right?
And she's just like, I'm never going to be in another movie again.
No,
this is crap. This is half break dancing and half pantomiming, and there's not even really any music playing.
No, it's all bizarre. So bizarre. How bizarre.
How bizarre. Her dance is so bad that he shouldn't kill her.
No, he should have just been
Jason should have just been like,
I'll let this one go.
Okay, you got some things to work on.
Yeah,
Well, at first I think that's what's happening, right? Because he comes into the room, and then he closes the door, and he's not there anymore. And I thought, yeah, he took one look at that one and was like,
I don't want to touch that.
We're good here.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He stabs her in the tummy. She's dead.
It's another 2.
2. And Reggie, he's been asleep downstairs next to the almost humpers, watching a horror movie, and goes upstairs. And he finds a pile of dead bodies. He's like, oh my God. And then Pam is there all of a sudden. She's like, what the shit are you worried about? Go in that room. Oh my God.
And it's weird because he piles up all the bodies in Tommy's room.
Right.
And so you're briefly thinking, oh, is he going to try to put the frame on here? But then completely abandons that plan and just keeps doing the Jason thing.
Well, Jason finds these two, and he chases them into the woods, and they run to an ambulance that's just parked over there, but there's dead guys inside because Jason's already time warped to that location, had time to kill those guys, and then stand there menacingly in front of them and be like, oh my God, we got to turn around. And so they...
We should also mention that Pam finally gets her wish, and she's quite wet now.
Oh, yeah. Her shirt is...
no bra, boobs flopping everywhere.
Winning the contest.
Mm-hmm.
They find the head guy of this school, camp, whatever. He's been nailed to the tree.
With a railroad tie.
Yeah, right, in his head.
Which I'm giving a 3.5.
Yeah.
Had I seen it, it would have been a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, might have been. All right, so they get split up, and Pam runs into this house, and she's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? I'll try calling the police or something. And then before she can do anything, Gramps, he gets thrown through the fucking window at her.
Mm-hmm.
He's got no goddamn eyes.
Again, 3.5 had I seen it. It's got potential for, maybe even an 8 on this one.
Yeah, but I do like this because it implies it's not Jason killing this guy. This guy was already dead. Jason is now just throwing corpses at her.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fun.
That's true.
He's checking corpses to I don't know if he's trying to hit her or just be like, look at what I've done.
Yeah. By the way, I've been working while you were away. Check out this other stuff I did.
It's like his scrapbook.
Yeah.
And she runs, and she falls down, of course, into some mud, and Jason's about to get her, and he's going to chop her. But then Reggie comes busting out of a fucking barn on a tractor.
And it's not fast.
It's going 4.
Yeah, and so she's like laying on the ground in the path. Like if he just completes his plan, he's running Pam over.
Right.
But she goes ahead and gets up leisurely and moves out of the way, and Jason...
She even asked Jason for a hand, like, oh, dude, can you give me a hand? And he helps her up and like pats her on the back and says, okay, you go stand over there for a second. I have to stand here by myself.
I have to get hit by this thing, I guess.
Well, in this kid's defense, she did push him down twice during these running scenes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
In one shot, she made this kid, I think he had a bad fall.
Yeah, it looks like he gets
earlier in the scene, she she was running too fast and then saw him and tried to use him to brace her fall and just shoves him into a stairway. It's like a child. And then the poor bastard later has to hug her a bunch while she's got the wet t-shirt on and he's got sweatpants on.
Oh, I'm just like, poor bastard.
Well, I mean, really, he's going to get a boner.
Yeah, he's going to get a boner. Do you think he cares?
You kind of care when you're around adults and you have a boner and sweatpants.
Yeah, well, he got a free boob grab.
Yeah, that's true.
He did grab her
woman.
boob.
He did
Yeah.
grab her boob.
Yeah, of a
Cameras are
grown-ass woman
rolling.
with good-looking cans.
Yeah.
I take that one to the bank when I'm 13.
13. Yeah, he
Yeah.
can get away with it.
All right, so he does run over Jason, and they're like, "Hey, is he dead?" Of course, he's not fucking dead. So they run into a barn that he pulled the tractor out of, and Jason comes in, and she's trying to fight him off, and she pulls a chainsaw out, and they have a chainsaw fight.
I put pirates.
Pirates?
Yeah, because this plays out about like a Pirates of the Caribbean sword fight where they just hit each other's swords and nobody gets stabbed.
Right.
Like they're just swashbuckling with a chainsaw and a machete, but no one's in any real danger here.
Well, she does cut him once.
Yeah, she gets him in the arm.
That's true.
But it runs out of gas, and so she's like, "I'm gonna die." She chucks the chainsaw at him,
Which was a good move.
Yeah. But Tommy's back. He's found his way back from the woods and his freak out from beating up the neighbor, I guess. Like he put it together or something. I don't know. And he just stands there like looking at Jason like, "Are you here? What is going on? What is this?" And then Jason just walks up and stabs him in the chest.
Yep.
Good job, Tommy. Action man. All right, so Tommy's pretty injured. But he, like, while he's down, he grabs his knife and stabs Jason right by the dick, like right in the crotch area.
Yeah,
but
it's like
not
it's
totally.
actually like he goes right after the femoral artery.
Yeah.
Like it's a bad injury. You're gonna die from that.
Oh, it's not, unless you're Jason.
Unless you're Jason. Unless you're Jason.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good point. All right. So he goes upstairs with the others, and he's passed out, and Jason climbs up, and Pam's fighting him again, and then Reggie's like, "Fuck no! Don't touch my booby lady!" And he pushes Jason out the fucking barn window, and but he doesn't fall to his death because there's like this fucking farming machine that's
There's
just
a
like a
big
death thing
Spike
below
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, gee, I hope nobody ever falls out of this barn window onto this death machine.
Yeah.
It's probably a cultivator.
A cultivator.
Yeah.
Of
'Cause-
death.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. Fell right into that one.
Cultivating corpses. All right, so Jason lashes on Reggie, and Reggie's like, "Oh, he's pulling me," and Pam's pulling on him, like, "No, don't take this poor child." And Tommy wakes up finally, and he chops Jason's hand, but it doesn't really come off. And then
Seems
Jason,
like he takes about half of his arm off.
really, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All right.
then, yeah, Jason falls on the cultivator of
Yeah,
death.
right. But his mask comes off,
Yeah.
and it's not Jason. It's this guy named fucking Roy.
It's Roy. You're
The
like,
ambulance guy.
Roy the ambulance guy?
who really had nothing
You
at
shouldn't have
all
sur-
going on in this film.
You shouldn't have survived that hit from the tractor, bud.
Right. Or the stab in the
Stabbing.
leg.
Yeah, you're just Roy.
You're just guy named Roy, who is now donned the legacy of Jason because he was the father of the fat kid who died by the guy that axed him. So he's like taking revenge on this camp center where
He's mad at himself, I guess, for not raising his own child.
question mark
This is where I got super fucking pissed.
because it's not Jason.
'Cause
Yeah.
it's Roy.
It's
Because it's
Roy.
fucking Roy.
Roy the paramedic.
And I spent the entire movie thinking, okay, I'm watching Jason movie, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, I got tricked. It was like those Folgers commercials when you were kids and they were like, can you taste the difference? This is a gourmet coffee. Nope, it's just fucking Folgers.
Nope, it's just Roy. Roy is Folgers.
Yeah.
Roy is Folgers, yeah.
You think
no,
you're
I
getting
don't
the real
think Roy
thing?
is Folgers.
Roy
I think
is either.
Jason is Folgers and Roy is U-Band.
Yeah. When
Fucking
Roy
Roy.
leaves his donkey in your kitchen.
Yeah, right. What's Roy's deal here?
Oh, come on. I
It's
can't
it's the
possibly.
plot of the movie.
I have no idea. That's my question. Is like, what the fuck, Roy?
Why, if he is angry at his son's death, why didn't he go to the prison where the Vic is hanging out and chop up Vic?
Or why didn't he raise his son? If he loves him so much,
Well, maybe he had mental problems and he couldn't.
maybe. So he lets him. I wouldn't let him live in the loosey goosey house.
Why did Roy, if his problem is his son's death and the loosey-goosey house, Why did he kill the neighbors? Why did
Or-
he kill his paramedic partner? Why did he kill those two guys on the side of the road?
The greasers,
Yeah.
any of it doesn't make any sense.
None of this makes fucking sense.
Especially-
I know why he killed his
Okay,
coworker.
Please help me.
his coworker's an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Coworker's an asshole. Humiliates his dead son's body.
Oh, okay. Okay. I can see that.
Yeah, so he kills him for that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't kill Vic.
He doesn't kill the guy who killed his son,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least we don't see him kill Vic.
which means it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
Right. No, bad job here, guys. Real bad job. All
But
right.
also, the kid mentions, I've been in an orphanage my whole life. And the guy's like, he doesn't have any family. He's been in an orphanage his whole life. So Roy's been stalking his own son rather than raising him so that he can revengify him.
Does this fat, chubby kid even know that Roy exists?
No!
Like, gee, if only I had my father who one day went out to get a pack of smokes and never came back. If he one time just decided to come back into my life, maybe there's a chance that I would be cured of all these fucking abandonment issues that I have and smothering chocolate all over my face and being like crazy and shit. Like, I could put my life together if he would only walk up one day and say, son, it's me, your father.
I'm Roy.
I'm Roy. I'm so glad to. But he's just like he fucking taking pictures of him in the bushes and being
I
like,
don't
"There's my
know."
kid."
Yeah.
Roy's got problems.
Well, obviously.
All right. So later, Tommy wakes up in the hospital. He's having dreams about stabbing Pam in the tummy. And he wakes up and Jason's there, but he's not there. He fades out, which means he was never there to begin with. And he's just seeing Jason. But then he pulls Jason's mask out of the drawer, the one that the guy was wearing, Roy was wearing.
Yeah.
There's like a whole fucking outfit in there.
It was a different one. Because there was like
there was the blue. It was blue on the sides.
Was it? I thought it
Yeah.
was only red on the top.
No, the red on the top's the one at the very beginning. That's how you know that there's two different Jasons.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
telegraphing it the whole time. So then you hear this like glass shatter, like he's jumped out the window, and Pam runs in, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's jumped to his death!" But oh, he's behind her, and now he's fucking Jason, and I'm assuming kills Pam right then and there.
Or he just cuts her shirt off, which is what she's wanted the whole time.
Yeah, right.
Then he gives her 3 minutes of MacGruber on that hospital bed.
All right, so there's your film. Who wants to go first? I've got a big question. But if you got something relevant.
Okay, I will. So, because the spirit of Jason is supposed to get Tommy at the end.
The essence of Jason.
Yeah.
He adopts Jason's.
No, like Jason shows up in front of him and then it fades out and he like becomes the new
So it's like a
Jason.
transfer of I'm coming. He's
So
possessing him.
That's my question is that did Roy get taken over by Jason or is it just Roy?
Now, where are you getting that? Where are you inferring that information? Because I interpret that scene completely
differently.
than you.
That's the only way I can interpret it because it doesn't make any sense otherwise.
Because you know that Tommy has already been Jason because of Corey Feldman's performance at the end of 4, where he's like, "I'm you, Jason."
Well, that was
he's
to
had
trick
Jason
him.
inside of him this entire time. Like he's the copycat of Jason, that he wants to be Jason. And so wherever he goes, he sees Jason and he's like, finally, I've defeated this demon by fully becoming him.
So what the fuck is going on with Roy then?
Roy just has his own thing going on. He has not any
doesn't
relation
make
to
any
Jason.
goddamn
No,
sense.
it doesn't make any fucking sense.
He's a killer of opportunity.
Then why doesn't he just be a killer of opportunity? Just go fucking
Because
shoot Vic right there.
Because if you can do the Jason Voorhees thing, you keep the legend alive. You know, people come for the tourism. He's still getting some new pussy every other summer at the watering hole.
Well, you gotta hate the fornicators, unfortunately.
Yeah,
no more
yeah,
screwing
yeah.
if you're Jason.
Right.
It's a vow of celibacy.
Right.
And hacking.
Okay.
Hacking and no whacking.
So did we answer your question, or we did
No
not?
one could ever answer the question.
Yeah.
My big question is: does Jason even appear in this film
No.
at any point?
No,
in
he
time?
does not,
No.
because it's either the spirit of Jason or is, as you're saying, a hallucination by Tommy.
I think it's a flashback.
And then the dream is just a dream. It's just a dream. I'll argue that one adamantly. The beginning of the film is just a dream because he wakes up in the car.
Yeah.
It is a dream, but it's a dream of a flashback.
I don't think it really happened.
I
No.
don't think it really happened either.
It's just a dream.
Because what it would say to the film person is that if this was a flashback, if this really happened, these
He'd be
events,
dead.
no, maybe something happened that we don't know about that the movie couldn't write itself out of. But what it definitely says is that Jason's out there running around, not appearing in this film.
Sure.
That he's alive, out of the grave, doing whatever during this whole time, which is cured by Jason 6, where he's still quite dead.
Yeah.
Jason is not in this film
At all.
Not
No.
at all. This
This
is Season of the Witch from the Halloween franchise.
Yes, this is a new beginning for Roy.
Starring someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Jackie?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, Sam?
My big one was that one that I asked.
What does Demon do for a living?
Sells drugs out of a van.
Okay, that's cleared.
Yeah, and then goes to
Why did I even
nightclubs.
ask that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got X all over that fucking place. He just passes it out in front of
Yeah.
warehouses at night. Okay, clears that one up. Final recommendations on Jason 5. Jackie, we'll start with you. You're grumpy.
Don't.
You
Really?
are going to
All right.
say don't.
I fell asleep,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I was bored, and the death scenes weren't very good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and even though I really liked the toilet singing scene, that was the only thing that I really liked about the movie, and I can't recommend it just for that.
Okay.
I think that you just don't like these movies, which is fine. I can not argue with anyone that says Friday the 13th movies are total crap. Because they're total crap.
They're total crap.
Which is why I'm saying do.
Right.
Because this one is, I think, between 5 and 6 are the stupidest of the two, of the 12 or however many there are. And this one is just a pile of movie that doesn't work together and is funny the whole time.
I also give it a do. You're right. As far as a horror movie, its deaths are not gruesome. They're very lackluster. They're not creative. They're tame, poorly executed, and but that's not what you come for, really, in this one. You come for the ooh baby baby baby.
Yeah.
You come for the son on his motorcycle going bananas outside. You come for the weird neighbor lady. You come for just this whole plot that doesn't make any goddamn sense. You come for Tommy beating the shit out of anybody he fucking sees. You come for Reggie.
Yeah.
You come for the endless parade of boobs. I think it's a good time. I'm going to give it a do. For
I think that this is sort of a microcosm of the series. You come for the mess.
The mess, yeah.
These are not well made. They're not well thought out. It's a franchise in spite of itself. They are all a mess.
Yep, indeed.
Nope. Don't do it.
All right, so on listener feedback this week, we've got 3 emails. It's been a busy week, but we're going to first start out with our priority feedback listener, Michael M.
Mike Myers.
Yeah. Oh, weird. He wants to mention Worst Witch. He says, man, you remember Worst Witch? We talked about a few episodes, the Harry Potter knockoff, but it's not.
But
It's original.
the main inspiration to Harry Potter.
Yeah, he says, Worst Witch. Man, that was a staple of mine as a kid. My aunt had it on VHS and found it whenever, and I found it when over at her house on some holiday. Great movie for listeners with kids. Rowling totally ripped off some of this stuff. It wasn't mentioned, but the main character is actually none other than the great Faricia Bach. Remember her?
She was also later in The Craft as an adult. Yeah.
V'ger.
Yeah. No, that's
Isn't that Fariza Balk?
No.
That's from Megaforce?
No, that's Persis Kambata.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Who's Fariza Balk?
She's
Bond
she
girl.
showed me boobies and I liked it in The Waterboy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're weird, pretty. What with Worst Witch in 1986 and the awesome Return to Oz the year before, she totally got screwed in becoming one of the known child actors of the 80s and early 90s. Jackie, you are reaching critical mass of awesome.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Don't encourage her, people.
That's right.
Saw, though. Woof.
That's right.
Justin, maybe you shouldn't lead the show off with random wildcard stuff like this. All I could think about throughout the episode was how much better Saw would have been if Lethal Weapon and Batman was tied into it. So check it. He's got a remake of what I did.
There you go.
Riggs gets his face blown off by the shitter bomb, right? He wakes up in the hospital, and boom, it's the Joker. He makes Riggs go crazy, and Murtaugh has to gun him down. Cut to Saw. Murtaugh is going through partners left and right on the police force, and he's losing it mentally. Not a stretch, since in every scene of Saw, he looks like he's riding a mild mushroom trip and has been taking a wiffle bat to the head for about 15 minutes. All of his partners keep dying. Cut to the place where he and his new partner chase who they think Jigsaw is, and the partner gets his skull shotgun. The mystery villain turns around and reveals that he's Murtaugh! He's killing all of his partners in elaborate ways because none of them will ever be Riggs, and he's using the Jigsaw case as a cover. Oh, and the Joker is Jigsaw or something. I don't know. I'm not getting paid for this script. It's already totally better than this stinker. Worst witch, Michael Croonin, Tim Curry, M, he says. Excellent email.
That's right. Thank you, Mike. I just want to say that I am awesome, and I appreciate you noticing.
Yeah. Okay. Good. We got a round of "You're Wrong, Idiot" brought to us by our listeners, which
excellent.
are the best.
Those are the best ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hate catching myself and being stupid. I like it when the users do. So Jack Breeding says, you mentioned in Sleepwalkers that it was the 5th time Mark Hamill had shown up on the show. Do you have records somewhere of how many times actors have appeared on the show, or is it just great memory? No, I do not. It's crap memory,
Yeah,
and I'm almost always wrong.
Yeah, we like to just make shit up sometimes.
Yeah. 4 appearances. Yeah,
Okay.
Slipstring, Corvette Summer, Midnight Ride, and now Sleepwalkers.
Sure.
That's how many times Hamill has been on the show, including. So now we segue into another sort of "You're Wrong,
Sure.
Idiot" regarding Sleepwalkers by a new person I haven't heard much from, C. Cho. Not sure how you say that, but forgive us if I'm wrong. He says, hey guys, just wanted to throw some info to you. You mentioned that Sleepwalkers starts in Bodega Bay, California, and how you've been up and down the PCH and questioned the existence of the town. I assure you that it is a real place. It's mostly.
How do you know? Do you live there?
Okay.
Probably.
Maybe I should finish the rest of the
Yeah.
email.
Oh, okay.
It's mostly a tourist town with inns, restaurants, and surf kite candy shops on Highway 1 along the Sonoma County coast. There's a small fisherman's wharf and is a popular beach spot for little inland locals. It's also the setting for Hitchcock's The Birds.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
I haven't seen The Bird since I was probably 12.
Right. There's a church that is a local historical landmark for the filming of that movie. More recently, many people fled to Bodega Bay to escape the fires that were burning through Santa Rosa, my home. Hope everything went well with that. Probably not. That sucks. Anyway, just want to let you know that it's real. Love the show. Keep up the good work. Christian.
Which means that because of all of the other homages that happened throughout Sleepwalkers, that he was just giving a toss straight to The Birds.
Yeah,
basically.
Probably.
All right.
It
good
sounds
stuff.
like a really cool place.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's about maybe an hour north of San Francisco, which we've never been north of San Francisco. We've only been south, and then up to Crescent City, which you can't really connect to the two. So, yeah. So it is real. So I'm assuming Travis, Indiana also was real, but not as interesting probably. If anybody's ever been to Travis, Indiana, write us and let us know if they got cool shit.
Be like, coming to you from Travis, Indiana, save me.
All right, on streaming do's and don'ts this week, we start out continuing the horror thriller Spooktober fest with Netflix. Jackie and I watched this. Sam's already seen this many years ago. The Cube, which is a very budget movie. If you haven't, they made 3 of them, I think.
They made 3 of them, but the people involved only made this one, and then their next movie was actually called Nothing.
It was called Nothing.
Yep.
Or just was the title of the film.
The film was called Nothing.
Nothing.
We can do a whole Here's on first thing here, but Nothing, the word, is the name of the movie.
Okay. Now I get it. Jackie, The Cube. What did you think on your first time ever seeing The Cube?
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just kind of, it's like middle of the road for me. Like, I can't really say no to it, but I really can't say yes, because there were parts that I was just really super bored.
Yeah.
It's a mover, though.
But I'm right.
It's
You're
very
right.
short.
It is a mover, and it's short, and but my thing is I just don't like movies that take place in places like this where it's a single setting and you have to get out. And,
Confinement films are difficult for most people.
Very
actually.
cheap.
yeah,
I mean, they're in one room the entire time. They just change the panels, the color of the lighting behind the panels. That's it.
Yeah, and for me that's very boring, and I'm not into shit like that. So I'm not gonna say no to it, but I can't really say yes to it either.
Okay. So you're on the fence, which
it's
is a do
meh.
not. Which is a do not.
It's
if
a
you're
meh.
On the fence. That's a do not. It's got to be 6 or above out of 10 to be a do. So, I've seen it a couple times now. I noticed that the acting is quite bad in this.
It is.
People respect the concept of the use of this film because it did cost nothing to do.
Like $40,000.
Yeah, and it made enough to do a small theater run, and then obviously DVD sales and streaming for quite some time.
Everybody became somebody. One of the main actors was in Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah.
So like they all got out with careers. So it's good job, guys.
Yeah, I think from the filmmaking, if you're into wow, this is interesting from a filmmaking standpoint, I think it's a do. From a concept, it's a decent concept, but the execution's not real great. So if you've already seen it, don't bother going back. But if you haven't, yeah, check it out. Sure, why not?
It's basically a student film,
Yeah.
but it's a real well executed one. I would also add that it's 90 minutes. It just moves fast.
Yeah, it is very short. So next up on Vudu, unfortunately with ads, but it is free. We watched it on Blu-ray because Jackie bought this for me for Christmas last year. From Beyond. H.P. Lovecraft's From Beyond.
From Beyond. I don't think that
I
H.P. wants his name on this.
Starring Jeffrey Combs.
Yes.
Directed by the guy that did Reanimator.
Mm-hmm.
All that
stuff.
So it's the story of a guy who wants to become a wizard. So he builds a machine that brings in interdimensional worms that increase your pineal gland in your brain that eventually make your brain bust through the front of your skull so you have a forehead penis.
Yeah.
So you can bang ladies.
And turn into a penis monster.
That's the side effect. That's not the goal.
I think the goal is to turn into a penis monster.
It is?
The side effect is to have the wiener forehead.
Oh.
I think the goal of this movie was to gross your ass out with as much goop as they possibly could.
It's super, 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 super goopy. It's like the goopiest of all goop movies.
It's gross.
Is it goopier than Street Trash? Because that's pretty goopy.
It might be goopier than Street Trash.
It might be goopier than Street Trash. I don't think I like it as much as Street Trash though, because as goopy as it is, I didn't think the effects were that well done.
I didn't really know what the hell they were going for.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of the movie?
I guess to have
bondage.
To have naked people and goopy.
Yeah.
But there wasn't really any story there.
There really wasn't. Like, don't turn it on as the story.
Yeah.
Don't turn on the machine
again. Stop that again.
Don't turn on the machine that makes you super horny.
I guess.
Maybe it's like a moral story about getting too horny. Like, don't do that.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Jackie, do or do not?
Do not.
Mostly because the goop, I'm assuming.
It was just a stupid show. There was a lot of goop.
Mm-hmm.
The bondage was interesting.
Okay.
That pulled me back into it, but then the rest of it was shit. So I hated it.
I just didn't think it was that good.
Yeah.
The special effects just were disappointing. Like, not great. And it's got like a reputation for being like this understated horror masterpiece.
I saw it when I was a kid, thought it was crazy. Been searching for it for 20 some odd years. Was ultimately disappointed by it.
Psychological mind bender with otherworldly, horrific, nightmarish generating things, and I was just like, dude, he just gets turned into a penis monster.
And he stays in the attic the whole time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a penis monster in the attic. Don't go in there.
Right. I guess if you had one of those phobias where you didn't like certain body things happening, the penis forehead is kind of disturbing. It's disturbing.
It was when I was a kid, like him eating the brain too. I was like, whoa, this is fucking my shit up. But later on, not so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a meh. Which is also, is a don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right, Sam, it's your pick next week. What are you going to do?
Probably going back to the plan where I was going to do Coming At Ya in 3D.
Right on. All right, everybody, happy Halloween, and get to the chopper.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter @StinkerMadness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.